Peace, my beautiful souls. I'm back with another toilet talk. So, the last couple days, I have watched 2 different documentaries. They're kind of not great. Like, one is the one that's called, like, The Devil in My House, and the other one was An American Murder or something, I don't know. But both contained, like, vloggers. And they were pointing out how in the footage, like, all these parts of the videos, the footage that they wouldn't post, like their behind the scenes and stuff, and them like remaking the same scene over because they didn't like how it came out the first time. And then it got me thinking of times that I've done that, or times that I've got on here to make a video and like feel like I have to fix my hair first, or feel like the biggest thing for me that I caught from it is feeling like I have to smile, or feeling like I have to be happy or look happy when I make these videos. And sometimes, y'all, for those who have been following me for a while, like, you know, like, I come on here as I am a lot too, sad, crying, whatever. But there are times I notice that I will do that, and at those moments I get hard on myself, because I try my best to come to you guys like as my authentic self. And when I do feel like I have to like redo it over, it makes me feel a bit fake, right? And I've been wondering like where that stems from, like me feeling like I have to look happy. And I still don't know exactly where, but I know that I've, maybe because like, I don't know, people always told me like I always look mean until they speak to me and I just talk and then I start smiling or whatever. But I have like the RBF, the resting bee face or whatever, which I also don't think anything is wrong with that. But I do know, like, it's crazy because I feel like there's a part of me that feels like I can't be happy in front of people. Like I can't smile, like smiling or me being happy makes people mad. And then there's another part of me that feels like I have to smile and look nice and look happy, or else people will think like I'm a bee or something's wrong with me, or like if I'm not sad, like if I'm not happy or I'm not okay, then like it's a bad thing. Ultimately, what this is all sounding to me like when I'm talking is a fear of judgment, right? Regardless of what kind of judgment it is, it's to me sounding like it's stemming from some sort of fear of judgment, or not wanting to be judged or perceived wrong or perceived right, because again, a part of me doesn't want people to know like when I'm not okay. And talking about it again right now, I'm thinking that that part of me stems from like when I did want certain people to know that I wasn't okay, and it wasn't received well. Like there was no comfort given. It didn't seem like that person cared or those people cared at those times. So I, pushed that away to a certain point where I'm always or I try to present like I'm okay. And again, I've gotten so much better with that, especially since I've started my TikTok and intentionally trying to be vulnerable and share when I'm not okay, to show like it's okay to not be okay, and a lot of us go through these things and we try to hide it and try to be tough, and we think that being strong means always being okay, or never showing vulnerability, never showing you want to cry or you're crying or whatever the case may be. And I've been learning within the last couple of years like that's not true, that's not the case. And it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to not be happy, and it's also okay to be happy and to be okay. Like all of those versions of you, all of those versions of me are worthy of being seen, are worthy of being loved. And I know it's not easy, at least for me it's not always easy, and but I guess I just wanted to come here as a reminder, like all parts of you are worthy of being accepted. All parts of you are worthy of being seen. All parts of you are worthy of being loved. And I'm talking to myself as much as I'm talking to whoever's listening, if you're listening. And it's like a roller coaster for me, because sometimes I'm super comfortable doing it, and then sometimes I'm not. And sometimes I'm overthinking, like, oh my God, what are they going to think? What are they going to say? Blah, 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 blah. And ultimately, like, I just need to water myself with extra love in those moments, because as long as like I love me and I accept me in whatever way I show up, that's the most important thing. And that's also how you attract people who also accept and love all versions of you. 23 right now. By you doing that, and in the shadow work I was doing earlier, like, and I was thinking about the shadow work prompt question was, do I feel worthy of love and receiving good things, something along those lines, right? And I know my answer, like, for me, part of, like, overall I do feel worthy of that, but there's a part of me that feels unworthy of love and feels unworthy of good things. And again, to me, that stemmed from, like, as far as I can remember, childhood, of feeling like I wasn't receiving love or feeling like I didn't receive good things. And then you end up doing to yourself what your caregivers did to you or didn't do. We end up neglecting ourselves. We end up dating people that are similar to our parents in certain ways because of our, like, misconstrued view of love and things, if that makes sense. And then I saw a post from another woman on here. I believe her name is Ani Healing on here, I think, don't quote me. And she was just saying a bunch of, like, basically quotes is how I took it. And one of them is like, you're the problem, but you're also the solution. And that one hit home for me because it's so true. Because in my writing, in my answer, I also wrote, like, ultimately, like, I said me feeling that way stemmed from my young renhood and also relationships I ended up being in throughout my life that I felt like they didn't really love me and I wasn't receiving good things with them. And ultimately, I was doing that to myself, though, because I wasn't really loving myself or giving myself good things in those moments, in those relationships. So, of course, that's going to reflect back onto me from them, you know? And if I'm allowing certain things to happen, again, I'm not loving myself, you get what I'm saying? Or if I'm accepting the bare minimum for whatever reason I'm choosing to do so, I'm not loving me, because a part of me feels like I'm not worthy of that. Although I know I am, I know we all are. But obviously there's some inner work in there that needs to be done. This is a long talk, but whoever's meant to hear it, I'm sure you're still here. And if you are still here, again, just a reminder to love yourself harder. Love yourself as hard and as much as you can in the most beautiful way, and accept every part of you. For me, I know my emotions are like a roller coaster, like, but I'm water, right? Some people might want to call me bipolar or freaking crazy, or say I flip my emotions. 1 second I feel this, 1 second I feel that, and it's true. And I used to feel so much shame when people said that to me, because they would say it in like a shameful way, in a way that was bad. But my energy, my emotions literally flow like water. My element is water, and I've been told I need to allow myself to do that, to really let myself go with the flow of my feelings. It's okay for my feelings to change. It's okay for my mind to change, my emotions, my energy, and to let myself flow and flourish in that without judgment. And if I'm not judging me, whatever you say, like, your judgments are not going to have an effect on me either. And same to whoever I'm speaking to. If you don't judge yourself and you just accept yourself as you are in whatever stage you are in, whatever people have to say is going to bounce off of you, you know? And that's not to say, like, don't take people's opinions at all, but, like, to a point where it's trying to be said as a bad thing the way you are. Do you get what I'm saying? I think you get what I'm saying. Like, let them talk and just love you. Love you more, accept you more, and however you are showing up. And not to say that we should never have, like, stability in our feelings and emotions, but it's normal for those things to change and for you to feel different. You know, we're always evolving, and if you're learning more about yourself and trying to grow and dissect your shadows and your triggers and stuff, there's a lot in there to unpack. Like, there's a lot of feelings and emotions. You can feel 50 million things for one thing, you know? Like, everything is not just one thing. Everything is not just black and white. I know I just said like 500,000 things. That's okay, but yeah. Just love yourself more, accept yourself more. You're perfect the way you are, the way you're going to be. And that doesn't mean let yourself do some shitty shit. Like, we're perfectly